As web applications become integral to our daily lives, ensuring their security is more critical than ever. With rising threats like unauthorized access and DDoS attacks, it's essential to implement robust defenses. That is exactly where Vultr Firewall and Cloudflare comes into play, an unbeatable combination designed to filter malicious traffic and enhance your application performance. Hello everyone, I'm Sanskriti Harmuk, a developer relations at Vultr, and today in this tech talk, I'll show you how to secure your web application using these powerful tools. We'll begin with Vultr Firewall, covering how it protects an application by filtering the incoming traffic. Further, we'll integrate Cloudflare to limit connections to only trusted sources. And finally, we'll walk you through a demo implementing all these security levels step by step. Web security starts with controlling access to your infrastructure. Vultr Firewall is a built in security solution that allows you to filter incoming network traffic based on ports and source IP addresses. One of its key advantages is its seamless integration with multiple Vultr subscriptions, including Vultr Kubernetes Engine cluster. That means you can enforce security policies at the infrastructure level, ensuring only trusted traffic reaches your application. Plus, with IPv4 and IPv6, Vultr Firewall is equipped to handle modern networking needs while keeping your cloud environment protected. While Vultr Firewall provides a strong first layer of security, we can enhance protection even further by integrating with Cloudflare. By allowing only Cloudflare source IP address to connect to your instance, we effectively block a direct access from the open internet. However, this requires an active Cloudflare site with proxy DNS records to ensure traffic is securely routed through the Cloudflare network. This integration becomes crucial for businesses looking to protect their application from unauthorized access and DDoS threats without compromising on performance. Now let's understand why is this combination of Vultr Firewall and Cloudflare so powerful. With a single optimized traffic source, your application doesn't have to process any unnecessary requests. Also, multi-layer filtering ensures malicious traffic to be stopped much before it even reaches your server. And by blocking non-Cloudflare traffic, your application remains protected against large-scale attacks without spending on additional infrastructure. Above all this is centralized security management, meaning you can control access policies in one place while Cloudflare takes care of filtering at the edge. Now that we know how Vultr Firewall and Cloudflare work together to secure your application, it's time to finally see it in action. Up next, we have a live demonstration where Humphrey will walk us through the process of setting up these security layers to protect a web application in real time.
Hello there. Welcome to this demo. My name is Humphrey Pyre and I am a developer RK here at Vultr. In this demo, I'll be taking you right into the process of integrating Cloudflare and Vultr Firewall to protect your web applications hosted on Vultr Cloud Compute instances. So to get right into this demo, I already have access to this Vultr Firewall page. To access it, you simply have to expand the Network tab and click Firewall right in the Vultr customer portal. So let's just go ahead and click Add Firewall Group to create a new firewall group that we can use with multiple instances that can be connected to it. Let's just enter a very good description, something like Tech Talk. And let's click Add Firewall Group to add this new group to my account. And now you can see that we have access to our new Vultr Firewall Group, and it has very key sections in here. We have IPv4 rule sets and IPv6 rules that we can actually add to this particular Vultr Firewall Group. But before we actually do that, let's first also explore Cloudflare. In Cloudflare, I already have access to my Cloudflare account, and I have linked this domain right here that points to my Vultr Cloud Compute instances. If we just navigate down to the DNS sections, and right in here, you can see that they are both pointing to some IP addresses, and I have connections to each of these servers right here. This main domain is my WordPress site, and this other domain hosts a very simple HTML application with a greetings from Vultr message, which is an H1 tag. So if we just navigate back to DNS records, the main difference with these DNS records is that one has the proxy status to on, whereas the other has only DNS only to on. So to explore this better, if we just go to the SSL tab right here to access the Cloudflare graphic, so right here is the user's browser, here is the Cloudflare network, and here is your Vultr cloud compute instance that is hosting your web applications. So what happens is that when a user makes a request to your domain, it's forwarded to your domain through the Cloudflare network, and Cloudflare forwards this connection to your origin server, which is your web application server. In this case, your Vultr Cloud Compute instance. So what happens is that when you integrate a Vultr firewall, it acts as a filtering layer between Cloudflare and the origin server, which is your Vultr Cloud server, and ensures that all traffic to this server originates from Cloudflare and not anywhere else. This is because there are other ways you can access this server. One is through its direct public IP address, and another is through its reverse DNS record, which is linked to Vultr. So if you integrate Vultr Firewall to ensure that all traffic to this server originates from Cloudflare, any other traffic to this server will be dropped. So with this background, let's just go back right into the DNS records, and you can see that our WordPress site has the proxy status to on, meaning all traffic goes through the Cloudflare network, whereas our simple HTML app only has DNS records that are actually hosted by Cloudflare. So Cloudflare does not handle any of the connections in between the user and the origin server. It simply forwards the request as it comes in, just like any other domain registrar. So right into our Vultr Firewall group, let's go ahead and set up some rules. You can see that this WordPress site is using the secure HTTPS connection string, whereas my app here is using HTTP, which is insecure by default. So if we go into our Vultr Firewall and just click protocol right here, select HTTP and select the source as Cloudflare, and let's go ahead and add this new Vultr Firewall rule. Let's do the same again, click protocol, select the secure version this time around, and if we click source, select Cloudflare, and let's add the new firewall role. Now we have created our first rule set in this Vultr Firewall group. You can say that there is a default rule which is drop and uses any protocol with any port range. So this means any other traffic that is not defined in any of these rules with the accept action will be dropped to these servers. So the next thing, let's just go and click linked instances. Let's select our servers. I have the WordPress server here. Let's just add the linked instance, confirm this action. Let's click linked instances again. Let's select our HTML app server, which is this, and let's just click add linked instance again. Now, if we just click linked instances to just verify our action, you can see that we have all our servers linked to this Vultr Firewall group. So this means all traffic that is going to come into these servers will be filtered by the Vultr Firewall. And just to verify what IP ranges the Vultr Firewall group will be using to verify that indeed this traffic is coming from Cloudflare, if you just come to the IP ranges Cloudflare page right here, it has all these IPv4 and IPv6 addresses that declare exact IP addresses that will be filtered by our firewall. So if we just go into our web page, now is the time to actually test our configuration. You can see that in our DNS records, our firewall will allow all traffic for this particular domain but drop any traffic for this domain because this is not coming from Cloudflare because the proxy status is off. So if I go right into this page, refresh the site a little bit, you can see that we have access to our WordPress site and it works very well. However, if we come to the HTML app right here and try to refresh it a little bit, this connection will fail. If I just copy this to verify that indeed it fails and just establish a call connection here in my terminal, you will see that we shall receive a 522 error timeout. This is because we are using a rather non-accepted method to actually access this application. So all traffic must come from the Cloudflare network in order for the firewall to accept this traffic to the origin server, which is the Vultr Cloud Compute instance. So just to verify that, in the IPv4 rules, you can see that we have set very strict rules for our incoming traffic. All traffic must come from Cloudflare, and this particular request is coming from my own public IP and not Cloudflare because the proxy status is actually off and not on, just like the WordPress site that loads correctly upon reload. So if we just verify in my terminal session, you will see that the request will attempt to reload, but at the end, it will fail with a 522 error because Cloudflare will assume that the server is down, whereas the server is actually up, but the connection is only blocked by the Vultr Firewall. So if we go into DNS records and just do the same for this particular domain here, just click edit and turn the proxy status to on and save. If we just go back into this application after saving these changes, you will see that we shall have access to it. So if I go in here and just press enter to refresh, you can see that the application is now running very well. And we also have access to the WordPress server because all this traffic is now coming directly from the Cloudflare side. So this ensures that there is an extra layer of security. First, Cloudflare will act as the first layer of security, Vultr Firewall will act as the second layer, and any other firewalls you have on this origin server will act at the third layer of security. So with such a setup, all connections to your web application are secure, and most common threats to your Vultr Cloud Compute instances will be dropped automatically.
To wrap things up, we have seen how Vultr Firewall and Cloudflare can work together to enhance web application security. By filtering incoming network traffic, blocking unauthorized connections, and integrating security features of Cloudflare, you can protect your infrastructure without losing on performance. If you would like to implement this on your end, you can start by configuring Vultr Firewall rules and then integrating Cloudflare security feature in just a few steps. Thank you so much for joining us in this tech talk. We hope to see you in the next one.